All-Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bengals and the Ravens coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
In the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Here comes Darius Phillips out of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
All in all, he was pretty solid in the victory in the wild card round and threw a couple of touchdowns. And when it comes to quarterback play, you'd always love spectacular. But in the playoffs, you'll take solid. And that's exactly what they're looking for from him again in this contest.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator. All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on the punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest, and I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one, because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. He'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the 1st down. Sorry, that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the 1st down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the 1st down, get a new set, and let's start over.
Now left side on the swing pass. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Again, Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Watkins. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 15-yard line. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. Trucks over it. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
Edwards, touchdown, Baltimore. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop it.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. That time a 9-play drive. And it was polished off by the Gus Edwards touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 2nd and 7, Burrow. Open man is Uzama. That one a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. That one complete to the former Seminole, Auden Tate. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week. but he's got a first down on that effort. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He'll flip this out to Evans. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And Burrow going to throw again. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Now it's Burrow. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Looking to pass. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Now it's Burrow. And that'll be incomplete.
I know we're just in the second quarter and there's a ways to go in this game, but that's a second drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Auden Tate there to make the grab. And the Bengals are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And we are tied here in the second quarter. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with a Bengals score. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. On the return, Devin Duvernay. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here. Maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD. And we'll see if that pick 6 looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally, and you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. Gostkowski with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. The return is Duvernay. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Here's 2nd and a yard. Jackson now. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Jackson to Bateman there. First down, Ravens.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
To throw again on 2nd down, Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Well, Charles, you talk about this offense, and you think about the man in charge, their head coach, this marking his first ever playoff game as the head coach, and you wonder what's going through his mind right about now.
Brandon, I think we both agree that he's had a great season, and we wouldn't be surprised at all to see him get plenty of Coach of the Year votes. I thought he took the right tone in his weekly press conference, though. Played it cool, took the reserve angle, and when you don't have the track record, I think that's the exact right way to do it.
Jackson will throw again. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. Touchdown! Mark Andrews as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Tucker with the extra point. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going as they go to work with 12 seconds on the clock. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the 1st half. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. So it's on to halftime of this AFC Divisional Round matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. This 4th and final matchup on this Divisional Round weekend. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to Saturday's AFC Divisional Round game. And it is the Kansas City Chiefs who will fight another week as they knock off the New England Patriots. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the 1st half for the Bengals. And there's not much to speak of in terms of passing efficiency. But in a tie game, they know a few tweaks could make a big difference going forward. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there. Final adjustments are underway in the locker rooms. Which of these two teams will survive and advance to next weekend's AFC Championship game? To find out, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this 2nd half. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC Divisional round. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter, and CD, we are in for a very intriguing second half. This is what we wanted, all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is, and doesn't it speak to the parity in the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs a year before.
Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here. Now Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Drew Sample there to make the grab. And the Bengals on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Gostkowski the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action. It's Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well where you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
Past the 20, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 49 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, I mean, Lamar Jackson, what more can we say at this point? He is a living, breathing highlight reel. And go ahead and tack on that last play to the list of big ones by number 8.
And this is a play defensively where you're just looking around and saying, what was that? What just happened? You're looking at your teammates, they're looking at you. And let's face it, your defensive coordinator, he's not going to tip his cap to it. That's not how football works, but he probably should have after that run. That was absolutely sensational.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And we'll tie our game here in the third. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. Cincinnati set to take over once again. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. This one hauled in by Sample. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. They go play action with Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fake.
Another try after the first down sack. Burrow, and he'll find Chase on the right side complete. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Here's Burrow. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. Ricardo Allen, the safety, makes the stop.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
Play action. Now Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Trey Hendrickson showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
The keeper there turning into a big play of 23 yards, and it moves the sticks. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Jackson from the shotgun. And that's complete to Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Now Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Burrow. Complete to Boyd. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Now the Bengals urging everybody to get back to the line of scrimmage. Here's Burrow. That's complete to the tight end Sample. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. To throw, Burrow. He sets to fire deep. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Jamar Chase, the intended receiver. Now Burrow, but it's going to be 2nd down. He's going to try and go deep again. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They've just likely won this thing in regulation.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown late in the game. They look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together and make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
Extra point good by Gostkowski. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. On the return is Duvernay. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot.
He's got a man, complete. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with an extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down 1 is tempted to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
So now this to get them back to even heading into the break. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So now this to get them back to even heading into the break. And he has got it. So barring something crazy on the kickoff, we're looking at an extra period to decide this one. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. Oh, a good return up past the 30. The Bengals drive about to get going. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Overtime in a playoff game, awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only one period is played. We could call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They run it again with Williams. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1, trying to keep this drive in overtime going. A big one coming up. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there. Just looking down at this with a naked eye, looks like they have about 1.5 yards. Any chance they go for it here?
There's a chance, but I have to say, punt the ball here. Get rid of this thing and try and help your defense a little bit. I know there's that temptation, and I know people have it on their play sheet. I have that one play that'll get me what I need, but if you don't get it, you pretty much handed the game to the other team.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Part 1 is done, now part 2. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Now what can Jackson do here in overtime? Open man is Duvernay. And he's going to score. It's a touchdown. No flags. And in an overtime thriller, they are moving on in the playoff.
No rest. They get to keep playing.
Well, you never know what you're going to expect when you come to the stadium to call a game. Sometimes you get good ones. Sometimes you get bad ones. Sometimes you get great ones. And that's what we had here. What an exciting finish on that last big play.
And I think that as we look at it, when we're talking about a great finish, which went along with a game that obviously was dramatic because we did get into overtime, what type of play calls do you have left? What have you not shown? Or what have you made an adjustment to what you've worked out all the way through? It's going to give you the play we saw to win the game. Because I know everyone's thinking that that was something that they just drew up. It might have been something they've been working on, and now they got the right matchup.